Hello and welcome back to Banjo Mortis. This month I'm going to be teaching you how to play a basic claw hammer frail and also how to go about starting to play along with songs, as that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people take up playing an instrument in the first place. So what's a frail? Well, a frail is the banjo equivalent of a strum, basically. And with a guitar, your lowest string is the one closest to your body. And when you strum, you tend to strum down with your thumb or use a plectrum and strum up and down, down, up, down, up. With a banjo, it's different because your bass string is actually your fourth string, your D string. So we want a sound, an accompanying sound that makes the most of your bass string and also your lovely high drone G string. And that's where the frail, or the claw hammer frail as it's called, comes in. So let's get started on how we do that. So hold your hand, position your hand in front of your strings comfortably, almost in a gentle claw type shape, I guess. Okay. And then use the back of your index finger, your fingernail, to pluck the D string. And then use your middle finger to flare down the rest of the strings. And then your thumb clips the high G string. So that's index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb. Okay, now the word claw hammer very handily describes the rhythm of this movement, really, because you're going claw, hammer, claw, hammer, claw, hammer, claw, hammer. So the timing is 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and. It feels a bit strange to start with, mainly because the string that's nearest your body is not the lowest pitched string. But the best thing to do is just keep doing it until you can do it with your eyes closed and you don't have to look down at the strings. And then when you've got to that stage, bring in the left hand and start playing some chords. So we're going to be doing that to The Funeral by Youngblood. And the reason I've chosen The Funeral is I really like Youngblood. I think they're an excellent artist. I really enjoyed all the music they released last year. It's a very non-traditional banjo song. It's not the sort of thing people usually play on a banjo. And it's quite dark, so it fits my Banjo Mortis theme. And I quite like the idea of dancing at a funeral. I mean, that's what I want, to be fair. Okay, so I did put the chords and lyrics in the public music folder a couple of weeks ago in the comments to my last month's video on the Addams Family, but I've put them in this video comments again. So if you want to download them now, please do, print them off, view them wherever it is that you normally view your downloads. But whether or not you've got the chord boxes available to look at right now, let's have a look at these chords. So G major involves no frets at all on your left hand. It is your default open chord. It's the way your banjo is tuned. So whenever you play all of your open strings, you're playing a G major chord. Next we'll look at E minor. And to get our E minor, we put our third finger on the second fret of your high D string, and then your middle finger in exactly the same place on the low D string. So these two, so the first string and the fourth string. So that's your E minor. So first of all, let's try 4 frails on G major and then 4 on E minor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4. Next chord is A major. This is a bar chord. Bar chords mean that you hold your fingers across all of the strings to hold them all down at the same time. This is much easier on a banjo than it is on a guitar because you've got 4 strings instead of 6, and you don't try to hold down your 5th string here. So if you put your index finger across the 2nd fret of all 4 strings, if you need to hold it down with your middle finger, that's fine. It doesn't matter if you need that little bit of extra strength. So there's our A. So let's try all those 3 chords, 4 frails each. G, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, A major, 2, 3, 4. And then D major, I've left that one till the last because it's the most complicated of the 4. So, index finger on the 2nd fret of your 3rd or your G string, and then either your middle finger or your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of your B string or the 2nd string, and then your pinky or your 3rd finger, if you've decided to use the middle finger for the previous one, hope that makes sense, hope you're still with me, on the 4th fret of your high D string. So one there, one there, one there. So it's kind of a stairway going down. So that's D major. So let's try 4 repetitions of each chord slowly with a frail. 1, 2, 3, 4, G. 2, 3, 4, E minor. 2, 3, 4, A major. 2, 3, 4, D major. 2, 3, 4. So when you've downloaded the chords to a song from the intranet, the first thing to do is to play those chords through. Because there's no point in getting to the point where you're actually playing the song and realising that you don't know the chord shapes. So practice the chord shapes on their own without the song, and then you can look at the song a little bit later. Next most important thing is to look at the timing. So I'm just going to play a little bit of The Funeral from my phone here, and I'm going to count along with it. I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to find the strong beat, and I'm going to see how many beats we've actually got. So let's do this. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, like many songs, that is a standard 4/4 song. That means that there are 4 crotchet beats to every bar. Now, music theory is a huge area that I couldn't possibly hope to cover in a short video like this. So I'm going to keep it to that level of information. There are 4 crotchet beats per bar to this song, and the strong beat is the first one. So that's what you want to use as a starting position to how you're going to accompany this song. So the next thing to work out is how are you actually going to do that. So we've been learning a frail. There are many other ways of accompanying a song. There's rolls, there's all sorts of elaborate picking patterns. We're not covering those today, we're just looking at frailing. So let's see how a frail would fit in with that. So we know we've got our beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So taking the G major chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You get the idea, hopefully. And don't try and play along immediately at the full speed on the original track, because you'll just drive yourself crazy. If you don't sing, sing it in your head and slow it down, and then play your banjo comfortably along to the rhythm in your head, because what you'll find is that each time you do it, it'll get a little bit faster, and then eventually you've got to the position where you can play along with the song. Or not, because there's nothing wrong with not playing along with the song and coming up with your own version of it, playing it slower, etc, etc. So, let's go back to our chords. Now this song actually starts with a D, and it's quite nice because the verse actually only uses a D and a G. So I'll show you how it fits in with the words. I'm ignoring the introduction at the moment, because we don't have all the other amazing bells and whistles and instruments to achieve that. I can't leave my bed, and I can't sleep, I got no clean clothes, and I can't eat. So that's D major all the way through the first two lines, and then we've got our G. And I smoke too much till I can't breathe, I'm emotional, I'll always be. So that's essentially the verse, and then if we look at the chorus, we've got the pre-chorus first, which is the little lead-in bit that goes, to my surprise, there's no one to blame. And then that's where our A major chord comes in. Now here you might just like to flare down all over the strings to give it a little bit of effect, to make it more interesting. Because that's quite nice, because you don't necessarily want to carry on with the same frail all the way through. To my surprise, there's no one to blame. Nobody came, what a shame, shame, shame. And then when you get to the chorus, maybe pick up the main beats again, because the chorus is normally the most upbeat part of a song. And this bit is where we get all four chords. So I'm going to do this really slowly. So we've got D, 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 E minor, G. So if you were counting, that's 4 times each chord. D, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's about it, really. The rest of it is a personal choice when you're playing a song, when you're covering a song. You put in your own embellishments, and you play it the way you like to play it. But equally, because there is a regular beat, you could play this frail to the song all the way through if you wanted to. What I like to do with it is put in a little bit of silence occasionally, because as I say, it's an acoustic version. I haven't got all the other instruments to make it more interesting. So I like to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to play my version of it for you to finish this video, and I hope you like it. If you've enjoyed it and you'd like to make a little contribution to musicians supporting the homeless in Colchester, then that would be lovely, and I've put the link in the comments again. If you haven't already downloaded the lyrics and chords, they're there for you. And if you'd like a private online lesson to help you set up your new banjo and how to tune it and getting used to the strings, all the sort of things you need to know when you bought a new instrument, then I'm more than happy to do that. Just drop a message in the comments or send me a message on my Facebook or Instagram page. So I hope you've enjoyed this. One note on the lyrics. I've given you the original lyrics. I'm not going to be singing the original lyrics 100% because I'm not that good at covering songs with bad language really well. It doesn't suit me. I'm quite happy with it. I enjoy it when other people do it, but I can't pull it off. So I've changed the lyrics slightly to suit me. And again, that's something you might like to do. If there's parts of a song which are not really you can always make it your own. I mean, part of the joy of playing along with songs is making them your own. So I'm going to say a dark goodbye for this month. Next month I'm going to be showing you how to play Rose Tint My World from the Rocky Horror Show as a single note melody. So bye for now. Here's my version of The Funeral. Well, I hate myself, well that's alright. I love myself, well that's alright. And I tell myself, well it's alright. Then I dream about the day I die. To my surprise, there's no one to blame. Nobody came, what a shame, shame, shame. I've been dancing at my funeral. To be. Well, do you hate yourself? Well, that's alright. Do you love yourself? Well, that's alright. Do you tell yourself that it's alright that you dream about the day you die? To my surprise, there's no one to blame. Nobody came. What a shame, shame, shame. I wanna prove myself before I leave. I wanna give you all you'll ever need. Want you to bite my tongue until you bleed. You can put these words in my obituary. Well, we all hate ourselves. Well, that's alright. We all love ourselves. Well, that's alright. We all tell ourselves that it's alright. But we dream about the day we die. Shame, shame, shame. See you next month.